Hey guys, welcome to Flat Top King. Hey, today is all about a collage of 3 griddle recipes for beginners. You guys stay tuned. So this is the deal. It's that time of the year. Griddles for you, griddles for you, griddles for you. It could have been on your wish list. It could have been a surprise. It could have been something that you thought about for years and just got the chance to do it. Whatever the reason, we're so glad you're here. Welcome to the Griddle family. This is the idea behind today's episode. You guys are going to be, and gals, are going to be chopping at the bit to make the best food out there now that you got your griddle. Let's say you've already mastered the art of seasoning your griddle. What do you make first? I've got an idea for you. We got a thing called The Griddle Group on Facebook. Is where we talk about griddles, where we talk about food, talk about what ifs. Hey, what if you add this? What if you do this? And we go along back and forth and get along very well. The idea is I put a poll up a long time ago and I said, what would you consider like the 5 best griddle recipes on the griddle, or ideas, kind of like a mother sauce. There's 5 mother sauces. And it came back pretty much unanimously. In no specific order, breakfast has got to be number 1 on the griddle. Check. Number 2, probably a good smash burger or a burger of choice. Check. What about a cheesesteak? I've got you on that one. Hibachi was listed very, very high on the list. And so was a Mexican dish, whether it be tacos, fajitas, birria-style tacos. It didn't matter. That cuisine was on there. So what we have done is narrowed it down to 3 because they're a little bit easier. The Mexican and the hibachi is a little bit more involved. We just want to slide you right in, okay? First up, our Muffin Mix Pancakes. We absolutely swear by them. They're absolutely phenomenal. The amount of ideas that you can come up with are endless, okay? Very, very, very easy to start off with. Just relax. You're just making food. Next on the list, we have this awesome smash burger. We put some pepper jack cheese on there. Very easy as well. Last but not least, I think it's the king jewel of the whole flat top grill, the ultimate cheesesteak. Without further ado, let's see how we make them. Quickly, I'm going to do the dump method. You guys can check out the full recipe at our website. We have killer recipes there. Check out theflattopking.com. All right, first up, our Muffin Mix Pancakes. That's right. Look, we believe in the flavors, and you can get so many different varieties depending on what flavor profile you're going for. I'm cooking these for my kids, so they love their chocolate chips. So I think it's very universal. When you use this muffin mix, it just creates like a, what kind of flavor would you say? Just overall better flavor for pancakes, right? And that's what it's about. Yep. You know, going from here to here with flavor. We got about a 1/3 cup of chocolate chips. We have an egg, a little bit of vanilla. Any pancake box pancake mix will do. Typically, we find the one that's on sale. We haven't found one that we didn't like. We got the baking mix right here measured out, and then we got some good old milk. Okay. Now that your muffin mix is made and it's starting to get nice and fluffy, your griddle should be preheated. Don't panic. If you don't have an instant read thermometer yet, if you put your butter on the griddle and you're worried about what temperature it is, if your butter is burning, obviously that means your butter is too hot. Okay, not a big deal. We do about 2 tablespoons at a time. So that would be a 4 tablespoon total.
Because our scoop is a 2 tablespoon scoop.
Hey, don't forget, when you guys try this recipe out, and you will love it, trust me, you'll love it. The flavors is fantastic. You can actually double the recipe, and we recommend that because it's a good utilization of the griddle, your time, the propane. But you can freeze them fantastically. Pop them out, put them in the toaster oven, good to go, weeks away. Perfect for it. All right, just like inside, you're going to notice that your pancakes start bubbling and popping. That's a good sign. You can always do a sneak peek under the hood to see what kind of brownation you got going on. We're looking pretty good. Okay. All right, now that we got them flipped, you guys can see the different color variations. This is why I thought it was an important, easy way to start your griddle life. You guys will notice that the middle of your griddle gets really hot, and the further away the middle you get, the cooler your griddle gets, and that's typical for a lot of griddles. Last but not least, especially when you're dealing with 4 burners, a lot of times your middle surface right here is kind of like your power alley. And the further you get to your corners, the cooler off it gets. You can use that to your advantage as you learn to cook on your griddle. All right, now that we got that hidden gem recipe in your back pocket, you're comfortable, you've learned how to flip your pancakes, you've learned your hot spots. Whew, just take a whiff of that bad boy. Now that's fluffy, light, airy, flavorful, melted. You guys can add apple cinnamon. You can do strawberry shortcake. You can do whiskey cinnamon. Tons of options available.
No syrup needed.
Number 2 on the list, the iconic smash burger. Before we start, I know there's different ways to make it. We have plenty of tutorials on how to make a smash burger. We have everything from smash burger for beginners. We have everything from you making your first smash burger as a beginner, and we can see the mistakes that are made.
Me. That's me.
Yes. And then we went as far as saying smash burger mistakes. We've got everything covered as long as you look for it. If you guys have a question, just reach out. We'll be more than glad to answer the question. Let's keep it simple today. When you're new to the griddle game, you might not have all the cool little gadgets, scales, all that stuff. What you're going to learn is there's kind of like a fine line of a good smash burger, right? To do that, you got to have the correct ounces of meat. One cheat method I have is a 1/3 cup. It gets you pretty close. You're in the ballpark, and it's hard to mess up. One thing about smash burgers, if you keep them all uniform, when you go to make them, you get a lot better results because you don't have to guess, okay? 80-20 is my choice. We got the flat top heating up. You want your flat top hot enough to where you see wasps of smoke coming up. Okay, just like that, lightly packed, and you don't want to squeeze it. This isn't a meatball. Keep it loosely packed. I'm going to show you why. You want those lacy parts in there. See, just like that. All right, we got our burgers out. We got a little parchment press, paper. We have our weight that we like. We also have the seasonings that we like. You can obviously use salt, pepper, and garlic. Not a big deal. But over the years, we've come accustomed to, this one was our favorite from the beginning. And this one has been really creeping up. The combination of these two, undeniable. What you put on burger is your choice. We have mustard, pickle, mayonnaise, and today we're doing pepper jack cheese. I like a toasted bun. I like my bun a little bit drier. I don't like to put any oils or anything like that. No butter, no mayonnaise, no nothing, because our burger is gonna be so juicy. All right, here we go. You guys see the smoke coming up? That's your telltale sign. We talk about it all the time. Leave plenty of space to smash your second burger, okay? Don't hold them together like this. Paper round, and we're going to smash it, rock it back and forth, and hold it for about 10 seconds. Now, if you're new to cooking and new to griddling, there's a myth out there, and I call it a myth, not the truth, that you're smashing all the flavor and all the grease and all the moisture out of your burgers. That's not true. Your burger has not cooked yet, and you can see the grease is doing just fine. This happens very fast. Your burgers are so thin, I typically just like to season one side. Notice how we got the color creeping up. Perfect time to flip. And you want to get underneath the burger and get that crust off. Just like that. See all that golden brown color? That's what you're looking for. We like a little mayonnaise on both sides. Put a little mustard on the bottom. Couple pickles. Just like that, you have mastered your first smash burger. Of course, it's the cheese that you like. Smoked Gouda, American pepper jack, sharp cheddar, Munster, you name it. It's what you like. Last but not least, the cheesesteak. Notice I didn't say Philly cheesesteak, so all you Philly guys and gals, you can't make it like this. Yeah, you can. You can make it any way you want to. And when you're new to the griddle game, you can make whatever you want because you're the one eating it. Let's look what we got. Fresh shaved ribeye, okay? You can get it frozen. You go to your deli guy or your meat guy and have him shave it for you. There's pre-shaved options. Basically what we did, we took a ribeye that was clearanced, like kind of like the last day, had beautiful marbling, brung it home, shaved it. We're going to use it today. Onions, because I love onions. These rolls right here are not traditional because we are not traditional, but the bakery had just put them out. Like they were taking them off the sheet pan and packaging them and putting them out. And I was like, that's about as fresh as you're going to get. So we got 2 of those. Obviously, they're not the traditional, but being from East Tennessee, it's not like we have the option of getting fresh baked Philly sub rolls for a cheesesteak. Nobody does unless you're from there. White American cheese, we've been on the kick, and I love it. It's kind of like one of my favorites right now. Okay, so there's kind of like this kind of thing going on. You know, you don't have to use ribeye. It's just the meat to fat ratio creates like a very, very, very juicy and flavorful steak sandwich. Sirloin sometimes, you can get away with a strip a lot of times. Just use what you like or your budget palate can afford, right? Last but not least is the griddle. Some people say your griddle has to be screaming hot because they like that char. Some people say you want a cooler side griddle because you want to retain the moisture in the meat. I'm kind of like right in the middle, okay? So it's going to happen fast, okay? First things first is the onions because I like my onions to cook a little bit longer. I went ahead and cut this side of the griddle off. These 2 burners on low today because it's a calm day. It's mid-40s. I can handle it. You're going to learn all through our series of videos, especially if you're new to the griddle world. We have flat top grill temperatures. We have how to cook on a flat top grill for beginners. We have, what are some of the other ones? Can I griddle in the winter? It's winter in a lot of places, and a lot of places just got their griddle. Of course you can. There's some things to watch out for. How to make an omelet. How to do scrambled eggs. There's a lot of things that we've got for you. So if you have any questions, just reach out. And don't forget the flattopking.com. It's where we have recipes, tutorials, go back and forth, or just comment and we'll get back with you. All right, notice I moved the onions over. I'm just going to use just a touch of that butter left over. Don't try to like dump it all in the same spot. I kind of like to have mine spread out to where each piece kind of gets a little bit of the griddle. It helps with the color. And you notice, like when we made the pancakes, how I told you right through here is my hot spot. If you notice, most of the food I cook is right in the middle. We kind of leave the edges alone unless you want to keep something warm, okay?
What seasoning are you using?
These 2 seasonings together, I'm telling you, it's a magical combination. This is what I've been missing when I have this. This is like my all-purpose go-to. But the ability to add like a little bit of charcoal flavor, which is what I grew up on, absolutely love. See, I got some nice color on the onions. That's what I like, okay? Doesn't take long. You don't want to overcook your ribeye. Now that we got them separated, I'm gonna do about 1.5 slices of cheese. Then I'm gonna mix them up. Let all that cheese melt inside the cheesesteak. See all that moisture we got left over? Can you see that on camera, how juicy that is?
Yep.
That's what you're looking for. You don't want dry steak when you're making a cheesesteak. All right, then I'm gonna take just a half a cheese or a whole slice of cheese and put it right in half. Now watch what happens to our steam. You get these fresh cut buns, slice them open. Don't go all the way through. Put that bun right on top and let it do its thing. It's gonna steam right into that bun. Does not take long. Be careful when you bring your stuff up. And that is about as good, as greasy and messy, whew, as it gets. All right, guys, there you go. We got the cheesesteak wrapped up in that fresh bun. I'm just letting it sit so that bun just absorbs all that grease. We got our smash burger that's absolutely calling my name. And just not 15, 20, 30 minutes ago, these fresh pancakes that look absolutely phenomenal. Still light, still fluffy, still chocolatey. How we like to finish our video, you gotta have a bite, right? Now that is a thing of beauty.
Where's my bite?
I can tell you one thing. You get your new griddle, you set it up, you get it seasoned, you invite your family, friends, co-workers over, and you make them something like this, you're head over heels, miles ahead of what it could take. This is phenomenal. It's easy, it's basic, it's classic, it's everything you want in a flat top grill. 3 griddle recipes for beginners. Hope you guys enjoyed that. If you're interested, we have a join button down below. It's a membership program. It's just a way to help out the channel we do behind the scenes. Check us out on the Griddle Group on Facebook. Like I said, it's where we talk about griddles, where we get our inspiration from and where we come together as a community. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to press that subscribe button, pound the notification button, share it with your friends.